Hello everybody, it's Foxy speaking, and welcome to another episode of Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats. And today I will be your host. And in this episode, this is an episode of the continuation of the Learning Steam Railway History with Foxy. In this episode, as I did say, I was going to eventually continue it and try and finish it off. But how many more pages are we? We are, oh my goodness, what where are we? Another 30-40 odd pages more to go, and then that's it for Learning Steam Railway History with Foxy. That will be all done after that. And here we are. The one after the proceedings of learning about the Terry-Clyn Railway, which was the last one we did in coverage. This one after the Terry-Clyn, Vale of Rheidol Railway, Ceredigion, Aberystwyth, 17 miles south of Machynlleth. The 1 foot 11.5 597mm Vale of Rheidol Railway from Aberystwyth to Devil's Bridge had the distinction of being the last steam-worked line on British Rail, surviving the demise of standard gauge steam in 1968. Since nationalisation in 1948, 20 years earlier, interest in making a success of the line had waxed and waned, but in 1988 a decision was taken to sell the railway. Bought by the owners of the Brecon Mountain Railway, it has been operated by them since 1989. Amongst the Welsh narrow gauge lines, the Vale of Rheidol was unusual in developing its tourist potential right from its opening in 1902, as well as fulfilling the primary purpose of transporting lead ore to the coast. It was built to a narrow gauge because standard gauge would have been prohibitively costly to build, as the 1-hour journey quickly makes evident. Most passengers join the train at Aberystwyth, where the Vale of Rheidol leaves from a bay platform in the main line station. The days when the Great Western Railway held the dances on a sprung dance floor at Aberystwyth Station are long gone, and it is now the main line that is the poor relation of the preserved railway. Its smartly turned out trains have at least 3 times the number of carriages as those bound for Shrewsbury. For much of the 11.75 mile, 19-kilometre journey, the line clings to the hillside on a sinuous sledge with awesome drops below. Woods sheath the upper part of the line, so spring or mid-autumn are the better seasons for views across the valley, once spanned by an aerial cableway that brought lead to the station at Rifwon, unless a request stop is made at one of the 7 intermediate stations. The only pauses in the slog up the hill are normally at Nantyronan. For the sturdy tank locomotive to take water, and in high season at Aberystwyth to pass a descending train. Time should be allowed to admire the three bridges, one above the other at the summit. They span a whirlpool known as the Devil's Punch Bowl. The oldest, at the lowest level, was completed by monks in 1087. About 1.5 hours should be allowed for a visit to the Minack waterfalls, which includes steep climbs. Train service, April and October, daily, except Monday and Friday. May, Saturday to Thursday, daily, June to August. Telephone 01970 625 819. Welshpool and Llanfair Railway, Paris. Welshpool, 16 miles, 25.5 kilometres west of Shrewsbury. The Welshpool and Llanfair Railway is a survivor of an oddity in Britain, the general purpose narrow gauge railway. The few lines that were built to narrow gauge, mostly in Wales, had a specific traffic to justify their construction. But from its opening in 1903 until closure in 1956, this 2'6", 762mm gauge line carried general merchandise and the district's products, such as livestock, timber, and flour. It even carried passengers until bus competition brought the service to an end in 1931. Unfortunately, the section through the large market town of Welshpool, linking with the main line station on the Shrewsbury-Aberystwyth line, ran between the houses and was not available, so the terminus of the 8-mile, 12-kilometre line at Llanfair, Ceredigion, became its headquarters. The locomotives maintained there are an intriguing mix. Besides the 2 tank engines built for the line, the Earl and the Countess, there are locomotives rescued from railways in Austria, Finland, West Africa, and Antigua, as well as other British lines. With some of them came coaches, and a highlight of a 45-minute journey is to stand on the balcony of one of the Austrian coaches as the locomotive tackles the fierce 1 in 29 gradient out of Welshpool. The scenery is a joy, for the sparsely inhabited pastoral landscape has lost none of its charm under the onslaught of modern agriculture. Woods still cover much of the broad, shallow valley, including the peripheral woodland of the Paris Castle estate, and towards Llanfair you can see the mills that once ground flour beside the river Banwy. The bridge carrying the line over the river nearly spelt disaster to the fledgling preservationists. The winter after reopening of the line in 1963, storms seriously damaged the bridge, but thanks to the help from army engineers and the public response to an appeal fund, the bridge was rebuilt the following summer. At Llanfair, visitors have the opportunity to look at the Welshpool and Llanfair's locomotives and rolling stock, and wonder at the extraordinary contrast between the massive 262T from the Jokioisten Railway in Finland and the diminutive number 8 Dougal, which worked at a gasworks in Glasgow. It is hard to believe they run on the same gauge. Train service. Selected days from mid-April to October, daily from 7 weeks from mid-July. Santa Specials, telephone 01968 810 441. The end. Well, yes, this is indeed the continuation of the Learning Steam Railway History with Foxy. And the next episode will indeed be the continuation of Learning Steam Railway History with Foxy, if I dare might point out. Thanks all for watching, and I shall certainly see you in the very next video. Ta-ta, another time. From Foxy.